Good evening, I'm Bo Williams and welcome to the 7. Let's get a look at the Big 7 stories right now. And topping the list for us tonight, Tennessee quarterback Joey Aguilar appearing in court today as he continues legal efforts for another year of NCAA eligibility. Now today's hearing, however, concluded without a decision from the judge. Now, Aguilar is seeking a preliminary injunction requiring the NCAA to allow him to suit up for the Vols in 2026, arguing that his 2 years spent at a junior college should not count against his eligibility. Following the hearing, Knox County Chancellor Christopher Haggerty said that he could not deliver a bench ruling, adding that he would have to review the pages filed in this case and take a deeper look at some of the pertinent state law. For now, a temporary restraining order remains in place until a final decision is made. Of course, we will continue to follow this case as it moves through the courts. All right, now to another big story that's been happening today. A fire broke out this morning at Skyland Ranch in Sevierville that left 2 large barns fully engulfed and damaged several smaller nearby structures. 6 News was out at the scene today, and we got the chance to speak with the owners who were out of town when they received a call about the fire. Lisa Wilford says that call came around 2:25 a.m. when 2 officers across the street at Tanger Outlet spotted a glow at the top of the mountain and immediately responded. Those officers contacted the owners to locate the animals and get them to safety. Without hesitation, they broke through 3 gates to get the animals. They moved them. None were harmed. No first responders and staff were hurt as well. Williford says although the fire is devastating, the couple cannot thank the first responders enough, along with the surrounding community, for all of their support.
I'm proud of the people that help in this community, that give over their time and their talents, and you know, this community is known for that. They're very strong, and if I were just to show you the messages and the phone calls and the people that have stopped, it is what can we do?
You know, we're told firefighters were able to contain the flames remaining on the scene for a good portion of the day. Tennessee Department of Forestry also responded and worked to mitigate the woodland fire threat. And when something happens in your community, you can share your pictures and videos by scanning that QR code on your screen, or you can visit WATE.com/report-it. Next on the 7, an autopsy report shedding new light now on the crash that killed Blount County Deputy Justin Mowry last December. Investigators say the 30-year-old was trying to stop a motorcyclist that had refused to pull over when his patrol car ran off the road and hit a utility pole. The Tennessee Highway Patrol previously noted Mowry was not wearing a seatbelt. According to the autopsy performed at the Knox County Regional Forensic Center, Mowry died from blunt force head injuries, and his death has been ruled an accident. As we've reported in the days after the crash, deputies asked for help identifying the fleeing motorcyclist. 24-year-old Dalton Bowman was later charged with felony evading arrest resulting in an officer's death, possession of a weapon by a convicted felon, and several misdemeanors. Let's move down the list now. A new report released by the Labor Department shows inflation has dropped to a 5-year low, which could provide some relief to East Tennesseans. However, some Tennessee economists warn that the January report is artificially low because of lingering impacts from the government shutdown. So what does that mean for your next trip to the grocery store? Federal workers did not collect data on inflation during the shutdown, which could cause inflation to appear lower. Right now, that number is 2.4. 6 News spoke with Tennessee economics professor Michael Kofed, who says that that number could be revised up to 2.8, and he breaks down what all of this means.
Imagine if I went to a Vols football game and the offensive line the quarterback got stopped on the 50-yard line and said, hey, I almost made a touchdown, because that's 50% off. So in economics speak, going from 2 to 3 is actually a huge miss.
You know, again, if the inflation rate is not revised upward, this would be a 5-year low for the Consumer Price Index, or CPI. Our next Big 7 story for you, a British national and former nuclear energy program director for Oak Ridge National Laboratory has now pleaded guilty to sexual exploitation of a child in Tennessee and in South Carolina. You know, we've been following the case against 56-year-old Andrew Worrell since last year. He currently lives in Knox County and has agreed to forfeit his home and become a removable alien as part of his plea agreement. Worrell is expected to be sentenced in June and faces up to 60 years in prison and $500,000 in fines. Paperwork filed in U.S. District Court shows the U.S. Department of Energy Office of the Inspector General investigation into Whirl began after an email and several screenshots were sent in. Prosecutors say Whirl reached out to a 17-year-old girl on Snapchat requesting nude pictures of the child. Now, investigators also found Snapchat data from an account linked to Whirl contained sexually explicit communications with many users who said they were under the age of 18. All right, new on the 7 for you. More than a dozen people facing charges in connection to an investigation into a cocaine distribution network. Knoxville Police Department announcing today that 15 people had been indicted on a variety of charges, including conspiracy to distribute over 300 grams of cocaine. They added that many of those indicted were verified members of the Bloods Street Gang. The investigation focused on 2 apartments on South Olive Street that were suspected of distributing various narcotics. 12 people were taken into custody by KPD, with 2 being arrested ahead of the operation and 1 being taken into custody by the FBI. That investigation, by the way, is still ongoing. And for our final Big 7 story for you, 2 separate animal cruelty investigations in Fentress County have led to multiple arrests and rescued animals. This comes after deputies first responded to a welfare check on Rodeo Road last October. There, they found skeletal remains and several animals living in dangerous, unsanitary conditions. 5 animals were removed, and Bradford Wright was later charged with 9 counts of aggravated animal cruelty. That case, by the way, is still pending. Then in early January, deputies rescued 6 more animals from a home on Memory Garden Road in Jamestown. Alicia Vall was arrested 2 days later and has since pled guilty to 3 counts of animal cruelty.